Chapter 1 Big Challenge of Life Swap. It was 8:30 p.m. at Central Square. Right in the middle of the square stood a huge projection screen. Many passers-by stopped to watch. It was CCTV's prime time, and the reality show Big Challenge of Life Swap was airing. This was a Life Challenge reality show popular at home and abroad. It was also the only official live interactive entertainment program at the time. The show featured pairs such as father and son, mother and daughter swapping identities. Since its first season 3 years ago, it had outshone all other programs and become the highest-rated one. Now in its 6th season, it had helped dozens of families mend their rifts, letting both adults and children understand the hardships each side faced as parents or kids. A simple scene appeared on the big screen. Then a deep yet passionate voice rang out. "Welcome everyone to Big Challenge of Life Swap. Now let's welcome our gold medal host, Liu Ping." As the camera panned, a tall female host with exquisite makeup appeared on the screen. Big Challenge of Life Swap. Swap love and responsibility. Dear audience members, dear enthusiastic netizens, I'm Liu Ping, the host of Big Challenge of Life Swap. The camera slowly pulled back. Liu Ping spread her hands. The pace of life is accelerating. Many people struggle to balance work and life. For the sake of living, they have to work tirelessly every day, leaving no time to care about their children's emotions. Some parents rush back and forth between work and home, moving between these 2 points every day. Love and responsibility leave them with no other choice. Children get material satisfaction as they grow up, but they lose care and emotional connection. They may not understand why parents who clearly love them don't care about them, or why parents have to work so hard just for money. Children become withdrawn and rebellious, while parents grow hysterical. They don't understand each other's hardships or feelings. Liu Ping pointed at the big screen. But we can help them. We will let children understand the hardships of life, and let parents realize that children need to be cared for. Holding a cue card, Liu Ping continued. The props team has everything ready. Next, we will start our first segment. We will random lie. Select a father-son pair as our first group of lucky audience members to participate in this 3-month-long identity swapping challenge. Soon the image on the big screen split into 2 parts. One showed Liu Ping, and the other showed a drone's perspective. The drone moved quickly in the sky, revealing a crowded night market street below, and diagonally beneath the drone, a brightly colored egg was visible. This egg was the tool used to select lucky audience members. Next, we will random lie select the lucky pair fairly and impartially. Because of the randomness, anything is possible. Please count down with me. 10, 9, 8, 3, 2, 1. As the number 1 was called, Liu Ping pressed a switch on the table. The egg held by the drone was immediately launched. The egg was very light, ensuring it would not hurt anyone. It was precise lie because of its weight that the egg would be affected by the wind in the air, achieving true randomness. This was one of the key reasons the show had remained extremely popular since its launch. No behind-the-scenes deals, no actors. The drone's camera locked onto the falling egg the entire time. As the egg fell, everyone held their breath. Who would be today's lucky winner? Would they get a hit on the first try? Tap.
The egg landed squarely on the head of a teenage boy, and the sticky liquid inside sucked directly to his hair. The drone's camera zoomed in. It showed the boy had a delicate face, a thin beard, and was about 1.6 meters tall. Instinctively, the boy covered the egg with his hand. As the drone's camera drew closer, the boy's dazed expression became clear. That this looked almost like foolishness. The bullet comments exploded instantly. No wasted time. Teddy got a hit on the first try. Whoa, why does this kid look so dumb? I wonder if he's a normal child. The best thing about this egg selection method is that even the program team doesn't know who they will pick. You silly boy, what are you standing there for? Opposite the boy was a middle-aged man in his 30s. The boy still looked completely dazed, as if he couldn't figure out why he was there. Soon the on-site host ID. He walked up to the middle-aged man with a microphone. Sir, may I ask your surname? The middle-aged man looked at the host suspiciously, then glanced at the camera. My surname is Chen, and my given name is Donglai. 2 characters. Hello, Mr. Chen. Do you know there's a live reality show on Coach we called Big Challenge on Life Swap? Mr. Chen frowned. Then his eyes lit up with surprise. Yes, I watched 2 seasons before, but later I was too busy with work and stopped following it. A smile appeared on the male host's face. Very. The production team on the 6th season of Big Challenge of Life Swap. Luckily, you are our first group of lucky guests. Is this child your son? Chen Donglai's Facebook into a. During this show offered the cash prize. What good luck, Teddy. He quickly replied, yes, this is my son. How is your son's academic performance usually? Very average. And he's very naughty at school. Does he listen to you? Chen Donglai bit his lip. A hint of loneliness appearing in his eyes. I am extremely busy with work, so most of the time my son lives with his grandparents. I only took him out today because it's a holiday, so every time he sees me, he seems very distant, even rebellious. What about your wife? Chen Donglai gave a bitter laugh. We got divorced half a year ago. A single-parent family, and the child lives with his grandparents. Plus, he's very rebellious. This was exactly the perfect template the program team was looking for. The male host spoke again. May I interview your son? Chen Donglai made a gesture of please. The camera then focused on the young boy, who still looked dazed. Little Guy was your name, Little Guy. Originally, Chen Yuan had been a programmer. His daily life consisted of nothing but working overtime. That night while working overtime, he felt extremely tired, so tired he could barely keep his eyes open, so he lay down on his desk to rest for a while. Then he suddenly passed away. Next thing he knew, he had an idea in a parallel universe and obtained an all-around auxiliary system. A flood of information flooded his mind, and it took him a long time to process it all. He was still himself, but he was now his 14-year-old self in another parallel universe. Just like in his previous universe, his parents had divorced half a year ago. In his last universe, his parents had remarried, but he had no idea if that would happen in this one. Little Guy. Chen Yuan snapped back to his senses. When the audience in the live stream saw the boy slapping on his dick, another viral bullet comments appeared. He doesn't talk like a fool. No need to waste the second chance, Dre. This is the fastest lucky audience selection in any season. Not a fool, but he still not very sharp-minded. LL probably get eliminated in the end. I bet this father somehow will be eliminated within 5 days. Wait till guy was your name after asking. The host had the microphone up to Chen Yuan Smith. Chen Yuan, how old are you this year?
Chapter to 3 Live Broadcast Rooms. 14 years old. Do you love your dad? Chen Yuan looked up at the host beside him, hesitated for a moment and finally nodded. What can a person do? Drawing on the few memories in his mind. Chen Yuan replied, I don't even know what kind of person he is. I hardly ever see him, sometimes once a week, sometimes not for days on end. The host held the microphone and asked, if you had the chance, would you be willing to become Amen and take on the responsibility of the whole family? Chen Yuan nodded seriously. The host stood up straight, turned his gaze to Chen Donglai and said, Mr. Chen, would you like to bring your child to participate in our reality show challenge? This reality show challenge offered a cash reward if the participants succeeded, and the reward was 5 million yuan. 5 million yuan! Chen Donglai nodded without hesitation. I'd love to. Immediately after the camera cut, and the challenge rules appeared on the big screen. This is a 3-month-long identity swapping life challenge. After signing the agreement, the production team will conduct 24/7 filming. 2. If the challenge is successful, the father and son will receive a 5 million yuan challenge fund. 3. If participants quit midway due to failure or inability to continue, no bonus will be awarded. 4. During the challenge, the father will attend school and must achieve excellent results in 3 consecutive months of assessments to complete his part of the challenge. During the challenge, the son will take on the responsibility of supporting the family. He must do his best to earn money to support the household until the 3-month period ends to complete his part of the challenge. The son must not accept any form of gifts from external aid. Otherwise, it will be deemed awful. Your rewards earned through self-reliance are excluded from this rule. 7. All living expenses of the father and son must be covered by the son. 8. The father may only travel between school and home. Additionally, he is not allowed to use electronic devices such as mobile phones or computers and must strictly complete the homework assigned by teachers every day. 9. The entire live broadcast will be divided into 3 live rooms for a popularity competition. If a family ranks first in popularity compared to others, an additional 5 million yuan bonus will be awarded. If they rank last, the bonus will be halved. After introducing the rules, the scene cut back to host Liu Ping. All right, our first group of lucky audience members has been selected. Next, we will move on to the live selection for the second group. The identity swapping life challenge would select a total of 3 families to participate in the show. These 3 families would be in competition with each other, and the bonus would depend on The final competition results. Starting officially tomorrow morning, the production team would launch 3 live broadcast channels. Popularity interactions and voting would ultimately determine who would receive the additional bonus. The second family was selected through multiple rounds of screening from 100 families, with netizens voting to decide the final participant. The third family was a celebrity family recruited by the production team and creators themselves. Celebrity families came with built-in popularity. Following past traditions, the additional bonus would most likely end up with the celebrity family. There was a small chance it would go to the second family selected by netizens. As for the first family, the lucky group, their support rate had always been pitifully low. Chen Donglai walked forward, his mood quite excited. Who would have thought he would be so lucky? He had been chosen by the production team as a lucky audience member to participate in Identity Swapping Life Challenge, currently the most popular show around. And the most important thing was that 5 million yuan bonus. If he succeeded in the challenge, that 5 million yuan would let him accomplish so many things. Chen Donglai led his son into an apartment of just over 80 square meters. This was their home. The house was extremely messy, seemingly every unexpected corner hid Asmali's sock. Son, this life challenge is our only chance to turn things around. If you can hold on and get us through these 3 months, I'll spend every day with you after we get the bonus. As he spoke, Chen Donglai kicked off his shoes, slipped on his slippers, and then lounged on the sofa. Chen Yuan looked at the messy house, filled with helplessness. How lazy could he be? Dad, can we clean up the house first? The production team's challenge starts tomorrow. Do you really want to leave a deep impression on the audience? He emphasized the words deep impression, making his tone sound nothing like that of a teenage boy. Chen Donglai stared at his son in surprise. In the past, this kid had never taken the initiative to talk to him. Why was he acting like this today? We've been out all day. Let's rest for a while. First, I'll clean up later, he said. As he spoke, he took out his phone, planning to play a few games and scroll through short videos. After all, according to the production team's rules, he wouldn't be allowed to touch electronic devices starting tomorrow. Chen Yuan was truly helpless. He was an idiot person even when he'd worked overtime to the point of sudden death in his previous life. His small temporary home had never been this messy. Fine, if you won't clean up, I'll do it myself. Chen Yuan rolled up his sleeves and started picking up the trash in the room. One smelly, worn sock after another was fished out from between the sofa cushions, behind the TV stand, and under the bed. He stuffed them into a garbage bag, along with the other trash in the room. When Chen Donglai saw his son actually start cleaning up, he couldn't keep playing games as a father. He joined in 2. An hour later, all the rooms had been cleaned thoroughly by the two of them. Phew, I'm exhausted. Chen Donglai turned to get 2 bottles of mineral water from the refrigerator and tossed one to his son. Son, it officially starts at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Whether we can pass the challenge and get that 5 million yuan bonus all depends on you. It's so hard to make money in this society. He took a sip of water and continued. For a teenager like you, it's 7 harder. My expectations aren't high. If you can earn 10 or 8 yuan a day, enough for us to buy steamed buns and pickles, that'll be fine. By the way, what do you plan to do tomorrow to earn your first bucket of gold in life? Part-time work? Impossible. He was a minor, and hiring child labor was illegal. No business would take him. Even construction sites with looser supervision would end there. Not to mention this was a 24/7 live broadcast. In Chen Donglai's eyes, earning money to support the family was the hardest part. His own task was much easier. It was just studying junior high school knowledge and taking some exams. Other than being boring, it would be as simple as child's play. Upon hearing this, Chen Yuan just smiled softly. Don't worry, I have a plan. I definitely won. To let you go hungry. He paused and added, you just focus on learning that junior high school knowledge well. Chen Donglai chuckled and shook his head. Junior high school knowledge? When your dad was in junior high, I was a top student in the class. Going back to study, it now will be a piece of cake. Chen Yuan smiled to himself. I'll see if it's a piece of cake tomorrow. It's getting late. I am going back to my room to sleep. After saying that, Chen Yuan turned and walked into his small bedroom. In the past, he had mostly lived with his grandparents, so he rarely came to this room. As a result, the quilt still had a faint musty smell. Hanging it out to air at night was impossible, so he could only crack open a small gap in the window and make do. Chapter 3: The official start. After lying down on the bed, Chen Yuan silently thought to himself, check status. A panel appeared before his eyes. Prestige points, 12. The host gains 1 prestige point when others show positive emotions such as respect, affection, or admiration toward them. Prestige points can be used for draws. Each draw costs 10,000 prestige points, and rewards include talent or skill types, special item types, etc. Each investment forecast costs 1,000 prestige points. The system has been activated for the first time, granting the host 1 free draw opportunity. Would you like to start it now? Start! A large spinning wheel appeared in Chen Yuan's field of vision. The wheel had 50 sections, each with a picture representing a corresponding skill or item. Chen Yuan pressed the start button, and the wheel began to spin rapidly. When he pressed the stop button, the wheel slowed down gradually. The pointer came to a halt slowly. The picture at the position it pointed to was an image of a dancing figure. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Master Level Street Dance talent. A white light flashed, and all knowledge related to street dance was instantly infused into his mind, including styles like break dancing, popping, and freestyle. Chen Yuan thought to himself, street dance is quite popular right now. Maybe it can be a temporary way to make a living and get through the tough early days. At a.m., Chen Donglai knocked on Chen Yuan's door. Hurry up and get up. The production team will be here soon. Chen Yuan rubbed his eyes and glanced at the school uniform laid out on his bedside table. He wouldn't need the school uniform anymore after all. Starting today, he was entering society, taking on adult responsibilities. He turned around, opened the wardrobe, and took out a few casual clothes. These clothes were all old, with small wrinkles on them. Chen Yuan gave them a shake. I'll just make do with these. After getting dressed, he opened the door. When Chen Donglai saw his son come out, he pointed to the table, where there were steamed buns, fried dough sticks, and other breakfast foods. There's breakfast on the table. Eat as much as you can. The next few days will be really tough for us. In Chen Donglai's mind, this challenge would be extremely difficult in the early stages. After all, they were putting the burden of supporting the family on a child who had never experienced hardship. Eating more today would help him get through the day, even if he had to tighten his belt later when he was hungry. Chen Yuan just smiled and didn't explain anything. He sat down on a stool and ate a little casually. I'm full. Chen Yuan stood up. That's all you're eating? Chen Donglai said. Son, the next few days will be brutal. You should eat more. No need to worry about earning money to support the family. Just focus on studying hard, and I promise I'll keep you well fed and healthy. Chen Donglai pointed a finger at him. You little rascal. The doorbell rang. Chen Donglai froze for a moment. That's the production team. The on-site host had been staring at his watch. As it neared 7 o'clock, he immediately waved his hand, signaling the cameramen to turn on their cameras and start the live broadcast. Everything was ready just as the clock struck 7 a.m. Dear audience members, dear netizens, good morning. This is Group 1 of the Identity Swapping Life Challenge. I'm Wang Yang, the follow-up host for Group 1. It's exactly AM Beijing time, and I'm now standing at the door of Chen Donglai and his son Shon Group 1's residence. Wang Yang pressed the doorbell. Soon the door opened. Hello, Teacher Wang. I often watch your shows, Chen Donglai said, extending his hand enthusiastically to shake Wang Yang's. Wang Yang also reached out to shake his hand, then led the cameramen, drones, and other equipment into the house. He took out a set of adult-sized school uniform and handed it to Chen Donglai. Mr. Chen, this is the school uniform, and this is Abu's card. It only has enough money for a round trip today. Please keep it safe. Chen Donglai took the uniform and the bus card. I'll go change then. After speaking, he went to his room to put on the uniform. Mr. Chen, from now on, you are not allowed to use mobile phones or computers. Please hand your phone to Chen Yuan, Wang Yang said. Oh, this. Chen Donglai hesitated, as if he had some secrets on his phone. But in the end, he stuffed the phone into Chen Yuan's hand. From now on, unless there's an emergency, we won't interfere. 2 cameramen or drones will follow and film you at all times. Just go about your daily routine as usual. Goodbye, Wang Yang said. After speaking, Wang Yang left the house, leaving only 2 cameramen aiming their cameras at the father and son. Chen Donglai stared blankly at the door. seemingly still not processing what had just happened. Seeing his father's dazed look, Chen Yuan shook his head helplessly. He grabbed the school bag that originally belonged to him and tossed it to Chen Donglai. "Stop staring, hurry up and go to school." "Huh?" Chen Donglai caught the school bag, opened his mouth, glanced at the two cameramen, then turned to Chen Yuan and said, "Then you do your best." With that, he slung the school bag over his shoulder and walked out of the house. One of the cameramen followed him. Chen Yuan picked up the phone Chen Dong Lai had left behind and unlocked it. The mobile wallet had already been emptied. Its balance was 0. He opened the wallet on the table, and it was completely empty too. Damn it. Not even a penny of startup funds. This is going to be hard. Since the live broadcast started, Group 1E's room, featuring Chen Yuan and Chen Donglai, had very little viewership. Most of the audience had flocked to Group 3, the celebrity group, and Group 2, the netizen-voted group. Group 3 was the popular celebrity Shang Qian and her 14-year-old daughter Li Zuer. Zhang Qian had fair skin, a beautiful face, and long legs, recognized as a beauty in the entertainment industry. Her daughter was also lively and cute. Though still young, she already had a graceful figure and was clearly a future beauty. Such a mother-daughter pair was naturally eye-catching and drew in more viewers. From 7 a.m. when the live broadcast started to 7:30 a.m., the viewership of Group 3's room had reached 100,000. Group 1 Chen Yuan and Chen Donglai had fewer than 300 viewers. Group 2 had a slightly larger audience, with around 5,000 viewers. Sitting around doing nothing wouldn't turn him any money. Chen Yuan picked up his phone and wallet and walked out of the house. At this time of day, the street was filled with people in a hurry, all rushing to work. Chen Yuan began walking along the street. When he reached a crossroads, he would stop and think for a moment before choosing a direction to continue. When he passed Central Square, he sat down on a bench and watched the big screen above. Through posted advertisements and online searches on his phone, Chen Yuan gathered a great deal of information. For example, in this parallel world, the live broadcast industry was extremely booming, and the technology used in live broadcasts was the most advanced. Drone development was far ahead of his previous world. There were even drones specifically designed for live broadcasts. They could move smoothly, have their cameras manually controlled, and even automatically frame shots. The cameraman following Chen Yuan was so tired from walking that he simply released a drone to follow Chen Yuan all the way. Another thing he learned: while major historical events in this world were no different from his previous one, some figures had changed. Additionally, the mobile game industry here was relatively sluggish. There were no popular games like Honor of Kings, PUBG Mobile, or survival games in this world, nor were there internet giants like Tencent or Alibaba. In contrast, the live broadcast and short video industries were extremely competitive. Platforms like Tiger Manchu and Moyin were all industry leaders. Chapter 4: A Master Level Street Dance Performance. After gathering this information, it was already noon, since Chen Yuan had spent the entire morning walking around. The viewership of his live stream kept dropping. By the afternoon, the number of viewers in his stream had plummeted to just over a dozen. In stark contrast, the third live stream's viewership had soared to 260,000, with comments flooding the screen non-stop. When Chen Yuan sat down to rest, he also clicked into the third live stream to take a look. The female celebrity and her beautiful daughter were indeed eye-catching. When the celebrity was in junior high, those naive young boys would always steal glances at her from time to time. The comments were even more enthusiastic. However, Chen Yuan didn't care about this at all. Anyway, he had no viewership to speak of, so he might as well go home and sleep in the afternoon to recharge his energy. As for lunch, skipping one meal wasn't a big deal. With that thought, Chen Yuan walked home again and lay down directly on his bed. The filming drone also landed on the table and focused on him. The already quiet live stream became even more uneventful. Apart from a few viewers who left the stream on in the background, almost no one was watching him. Chen Yuan rubbed his sleepy eyes. He picked up the phone on his bedside table and checked the time. It was already around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He stretched, got out of bed, and went to the bathroom to splash water on his face, instantly perking himself up. Then he walked out of the bathroom. The drone adjusted its direction and slowly moved forward to follow him. Thanks to his exploration in the morning, he knew the way well and arrived at Central Square. Central Square was one of the busiest public spaces in the evening. Residents from several nearby communities would come here to relax and entertain themselves. Square dancing, roller skating, rock music, all kinds of leisure activities converged here. Right next to it was a night market street. The night market was bustling with people, and the variety of snacks and goods made it even more lively. Chen Yuan was in a hurry. He found a step to sit on and waited quietly. Is little Zura chanting? She still has the microphone and speaker she brought from home. Could it be she's going to sing and dance there to make money? Definitely. Zura was a child star when she was little. She can sing and dance well, and is versatile. Now she must want to sing near the night market to earn money. The little girl is so cute and sweet, plus she's talented in singing and dancing. It'll be so easy for her to make a living in the city. Go Zura, mom's a performer, daughter's a street singer, truly a family. What did that hater just say? Screenshot this. I'm gonna dox him. Are you even human? Letting a celebrity skid join this reality show is cheating in the first place. Why can't TWE say that? After all, it was a live stream with 300,000 viewers. Where there was praise, there was criticism. The third live stream had descended into chaos, while the first and second streams still showed no signs of improvement. Li Zura had no idea what was happening in the live stream, so she continued humming a tune and pushing her small cart toward the night market. Upon arriving, she immediately set up the speaker system and adjusted the sound. Testing, testing. Though she was young, she handled the equipment very skillfully. She adjusted the microphone and sound quality in just a few moves. Once it was set up, she plugged in a USB drive. Right after, the melody of Love by the Water, a currently popular song, played from the speaker. The little girl picked up the microphone and started singing. She had a nice voice, and as soon as she opened her mouth, she stunned the passersby. Many people stopped to watch. Lee Zhu'er sang more and more energetically. As the music reached its climax, she began to twist her body and dance a lively dance. A slender, pretty girl like her naturally looked beautiful dancing. The live stream was filled with cheers. Zhu'er sings so well. You're definitely gonna be the champion of this season's challenge. With talent like this, making a living or even supporting a whole family on the street is totally stress-free. I'm in love. So charming. I strongly suggest Zhu'er debuts after this show. At the square, a large crowd had gathered to watch Lee Zhu'er. The little girl was young but already tall and graceful. She was beautiful, had a sweet voice, and sang and danced with great energy, easily capturing people's attention. When she finished singing Love by the Water, the applause lasted for a long time. Lee Zhu'er held the microphone and said sweetly, "Uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters, my name is Lee Zhu'er. Now I've taken on the responsibility of supporting my family, and in need to earn money to keep us going. For those who have money, please support me with a donation. For those who don't, just staying to watch is enough. Thank you all." After speaking, the little girl bowed deeply at a 90-degree angle, then took out a tray she had prepared earlier and placed it not far from her feet. She was really cute and talented, so people who had loose change on them threw 1 or 2 yuan into the tray. Some who liked her even dropped in 10 or 20 yuan. Chen Yuan stood among the crowd. The girl's performance was really good. If he had had money on him, he would have definitely given her some too. He looked up at the drone hovering in the air and shook his head. He couldn't watch any longer. If he did, he would leave his father, who was working hard to study, with nothing to eat tonight, and that would be not good. Chen Yuan squeezed his way out of the crowd. He found an empty spot, then unzipped his loose jacket. He also ruffled his originally neat hair to make it look a bit messy. I love little Zhu'er so much. I'm gonna be Zhu'er's fan from now on. What's going on over there? Why are so many people gathering? She'll definitely be more famous than her mom. It looks like fewer people are watching Zhu'er now. What's actually happening over there? Someone must be stealing business from our little Zhu'er. That's outrageous. Wait, it seems like the challenger from the first live stream is over there too. Everyone hurry to the first live stream. It's so damn awesome. Strongly recommend everyone checks out the first live stream. Little Zhu'er looked up. It seemed like fewer people were watching her now. After singing one song earlier, she had earned nearly 100 yuan. But this time, after singing and dancing, she had only made 20 or 30 yuan. She stood on her tiptoes and looked toward the crowd not far away. Vaguely, she seemed to see someone dancing street dance. That's amazing. Whoa, how is sakit this distinct? Are all kids these days this talented? Street dance had a strong visual impact and looked even more dynamic. Plus, Chen Yuan was young and light, making his moves feel especially energetic. A young man around 23 or 24 years old, dressed in casual clothes, watched Chen Yuan in the middle of the crowd with bright eyes. His name was Song Jian, a semi-professional street dancer who had been practicing street dance for 7 years. He was already somewhat well known in the community and even ran his own street dance interest class. When it came to street dance, he was quite proud of his skills, but today he was truly amazed. This 14 or 15-year-old boy had an extremely sophisticated grasp of rhythm and a natural feel for street dance even better than his own. There were some difficult moves that even he, a semi-pro, couldn't pull off. At that moment, the seemingly thin boy moved to the rhythm of the music from his phone and performed the difficult footwork 6-step. He propped his hands on the ground, moved his feet around his hands, found the beat, and then immediately pulled off a Thomas spin. His excellent sense of rhythm and crisp movements instantly ignited the crowd's excitement and even made the professional dancer Song Jian exclaim loudly, "Beautiful!